Hi, my name is John Madden III. I'm going to say some things that are going to be kind of offensive. I'm a Democrat, number one. Number two, I'm a Kennedy man. My family's been supporting the Kennedys ever since they were involved. My grandfather worked on John F. Kennedy's campaign as President of the United States. I voted for Patrick Kennedy, and the person that's running against Joe Kennedy, the third, I like his policies and I like him. If he pulls this thing off, I give him some of my support to him. I think that Donald Trump's going to stop running the White House like it's a reality game show, number one. And number two, Donald Trump has got to stop being a doctor. Let Dr. Fauci and the Surgeon General do their job with the corona crisis. Let Dr. Fauci and the medical professionals and the scientists find a cure. Donald Trump, my advice to him, I have no animosity or ill will, but I think he should sit behind a desk and let his administration and his cabinet run the country. I think that Joe Biden should get in as soon as possible without an election, bring some sanity to the White House instead of having some kind of bizarre circus and media circus at the White House. I think Barack Obama, I voted for him twice, and there's no controversy or scandal or anything with Barack Obama. He raised his two girls really well, and he's a good husband to his wife, and he's a good family man, and I praise Barack Obama for that. I'm sick and tired of these blacks that say, oh, I'm a Republican. I had an issue with a black man that says, well, when Donald Trump became president, I own a house and a car and everything. You know what? You're just lazy. You can own a house and a car when Barack Obama was president. My family owns houses and cars, and they work. And I think that with the coronavirus, oh yeah, Donald Trump has a brilliant idea. Donald Trump believes that the coronavirus will disappear by itself. How retarded is that? Like, I believe in leprechauns. I got a pot of gold, from a leprechaun, and I seen fairies and pixies. I think that, no, it's not going to disappear. You tell that to 85,000 Americans that died. That's someone's brother, sister, grandfather, niece, nephew, cousin, whatever, brother, sister, whatever, grandmother, great-grandmother, whatever, or great-great-grandmother, whatever. You tell that to those people. I'm from Rhode Island. I'm a Democrat. My thing is that there was 479 Rhode Islanders that died of coronavirus. There are 20,000 that died in New York City. There were over 5,000 that died in Massachusetts. There's over 3,500 that died in Connecticut. So you tell that to the dead and to the families of the dead and everything. I had an argument with a woman, but getting back to this black guy, I asked him, why are you a Republican? And it's like, well, they set the slaves free. That was back in 1865, and it was 155 years ago. What are the Republicans doing for the black community? I don't think Donald Trump cares about the black community. I don't think the black community cares about the black community. And there are some that do care about the black community. There's this guy, Black Lives Matter, Brother Gary Stanzela, and he's an African American, and he's in Black Lives Matter. And I have discussion with him. But I talk to these black guys or these black people that are Republican. And, the reason why I'm Republican is because they set the slaves free. Well, how come there's 80-90% black people in prisons? The Democrats, help out with the social programs. I think that Donald Trump should go after China for $20 trillion and give it to the poor Americans, the working poor Americans, mom and pop stores, brick and mortar stores, and that's what I feel. I think that we should give Americans $2,000 a month. Let the federal government take care of us until we find an effing cure for this coronavirus. Then you can go and tongue kiss a guy, or a guy can tongue kiss a guy, or vice versa, or tongue kiss a woman, and be down with the Kool-Aid and everything, and jump in a bunch of those stupid, dumb rednecks that are not using social distancing. They're not using mask or gloves. You know, I think the federal government should take care of us. I'm not a socialist. I'm not a communist. I'm a Democrat. And I'm an Irishman and a Democrat. And that's what I have. I think that we need to get Joe Biden in. You know, Donald Trump is an embarrassment to the world. Even the dictators, royal families throughout the world, prime ministers, presidents, democracy, non-democracy throughout the world, or the Middle East, where they can cut your hand off for stealing a loaf of bread. They look at Donald Trump as a joke. They look at Americans as a joke. We need to get some leadership, not some schizophrenic leadership at the White House. Donald Trump, I have nothing against Donald Trump. I respect him, but after all, he is a billionaire. He doesn't know what it's like to have poverty, go out with eat. He doesn't know what it's like to be starving. He doesn't know what it's like being homeless. He never seen homelessness. I bet he never even had a black friend when he was growing up. The only blacks he knew was shining his shoes. He never had a black man going out for cocktails or drinks and talking to him as an equal. I grew up in Rhode Island. I had black friends. I have Jewish friends. I have Latino friends. I went to school, public school, with Latinos and blacks and Jews and Muslims and everything, and non-Catholics and non-Irish. I went to school with Italians and everything, you know, and Germans and French and everything. So, you know, but then again, I'm in Rhode Island, and I live a couple of miles away from Central Falls, you know, Rhode Island, which is 3 miles in diameter, and it has a population of 63,000. I live in a city of 90,000. And Providence has 250,000. Rhode Island has 1.1 million. The death toll in Rhode Island is so far 479,000. So if you don't think the coronavirus is real, look at the stats and statistics. Bye.